That's one epic view.
That's me, on top of Mount Nemrut, the tallest mountain in all of Mesopotamia. All right, folks, just got back to my hotel room from what might have been one of the sickest sunrises I've ever seen. It's super early in the morning right now. I gotta catch a flight back to Istanbul in a few hours, but before I dip out, I want to tell you about my trip to Adiyaman. The itinerary was set after landing in Adiyaman. The first day, we went to explore some ancient sites and got our Indiana Jones on. Then the next day, we feasted at the Cigkofte Festival and checked out the city. So surrounding Mount Nemrut are a bunch of ancient towns. I had to go check out this one called Pigeon. There's a giant necropolis located here, and the travelers and soldiers would stop by here and use it as a waypoint so they could fill up on water and rest up. There were tons of people buried here, and according to their graves, you could see what type of social status people had here. Right around Mount Nemrut is the Gendera Bridge. This bridge was built by the Romans in the 2nd century AD, and it's one of the oldest of its kind. It was built using 92 stones, each weighing about 10 tons each. So we just pulled up to Mount Nemrut and we are about to scale to the top and hopefully check out all the ancient sites there. Let's go. To the top! The ascent to the top of Mount Nemrut has begun, and hopefully we shall find the hidden treasures. We just made it to the western entrance. I could see the guardian animals, the lion and the eagle. The eagle was Zeus's messenger. That's why it was so important to them. They had the animals on each side of each entrance. Let's find Antiochus's head. So right behind me is Antiochus I. He wanted to be buried in a high and holy place so he could be in rank with the gods. He wanted to be high enough so his whole kingdom could look up to him and remember him. So boulders were the main materials used. They were carried up from the valley below here, and also so were the rock pieces that they all piled up into a huge mound, which is about 50 meters high and 150 meters wide. It was basically a creative scheme to keep grave robbers out. Even today, the sanctum has never been entered, which means that the treasures in it are still awaiting discovery. Surge! So we crossed over to the eastern entrance, and right here there's an identical row of statues, just like the western side. The reason that they're down here on the ground and not right above me is because they fell off. Off with your head. So King Antiochus I claimed that he was a descendant of Darius the Great from the Persian Empire from his father's side, and from his mother's side, he claimed that he was an ancestor of Alexander the Great. It's evident that this kingdom's culture had a dual origin. You could tell by the gods being represented here. It's traced back to Persian and Greek legends. At the start of the second day, we rushed over to the Cigkofte Festival to participate in all the yummy fun. Synonymous with Adiyaman is a finger food called chicote. It literally means raw meatballs. It's basically this region's form of steak tartare. And what better time to come here than Adiyaman's first annual Cigkofte Festival. So legend has it that chicote was invented in this part of northwestern Mesopotamia during the time of the prophet Abraham. And during this time, Prophet Abraham had destroyed all of King Nimrod's idols and invited people to worship God instead. Enraged, King Nimrod decided to burn the prophet Abraham alive. So he collected all the firewood of this region, and there was no more firewood left to cook food with. So that's when one day a woman went, "However shall I feed my family?" So she creatively combined the venison that her husband hunted, some bulgur and spices, and thus the chicote was born. So there's a chicote competition underway right now. Everyone's got standard ingredients of bulgur, tomato paste, walnuts, pomegranate extract, garlic, onion, and 7 different herbs and spices. All the contestants have about 40 minutes to finish it. They're gonna be judged on color, taste, aroma, texture, and of course, presentation skills. So generally, chicote is served on a lettuce wedge and topped with lemon juice. So apparently there's a club here in Adiyaman that's open super late night, and it's very different and very interesting. Lucky for me, I got a guy on the inside. I think this is it. Hoş bulduk.
Nasılsınız?
İyiyim çok şükür. Beni yukarı götür.
Tamam, sizi yukarı çıkaralım. Buyurun. Şöyle alayım ben. $600 milyon. 700 milyon. 800 duydum arkadaşlar. 850 milyon. 150 duydum, 400 duydum. 500 abi. 500 duydum arkadaşlar. 600. 500 TL. 600 TL duydum arkadaşlar. 600.
I'm currently on the rooftop of the Adiyaman Bird Lovers Club, and there's a pigeon auction going on right behind me. Everyone is gathered up here. They're watching the birds fly, they're watching the birds walk, they're checking them out, and they're paying big money for some pigeons. Everything seems to fly by when you're having a pigeon time. Well, that's about it. I had an unreal experience exploring 2,000-year-old ruins, eating the best chicote I've ever had, checking out the city's unique subcultures, and even being forced to dance at a random wedding. Thanks again, Adiyaman.